Okay.
Hi, everybody. Super excited to have Allie on the show with me today. And most of you know Allie. She's my agent and my daughter and my team manager, and she's my everything. But today we're going to be talking about sellers and why it is important for you as a seller to interview your real estate agent. What kind of questions you need to ask and why, and scary stories that we have that have happened this year to us when we have a new agent on the other side for a seller, and why, yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's hit it, Allie.
Okay, so we're going to kind of bullet point the questions you as a seller should ask your agent, because one thing that is all throughout real estate, not every agent is created equally, and is very
Any profession, in any profession.
but it is extremely important to make sure you have the agent who aligns with your end goal. So the first thing, let's
be very simplistic. The very first thing is, what MLS are they a member of? So according to the Real Estate Commission, that is the governing rule of body that tells us what we can do and not do. I can sell any home in North Carolina. I can sell you Asheville. I can sell you cities I've never even heard of, never even gone to, because I am a licensed North Carolina agent. That is very scary for you as the consumer. Basics is I can't advertise in my MLS unless I'm a member of my MLS. Every town has a different association that is associated with them. So why is that important? I'm licensed in Wilmington. I'm selling your house in Asheville. Yeah, I'm in Zillow, I'm in realtor.com, but I'm not in your local MLS. Guess what? You might be able to find your house, but other real estate professionals, they don't know your house is out there. So they're not giving your house to all their potential buyers because you haven't hired an agent that can just basically, very basically, enter it into the MLS for your region.
And let's just say, statistically speaking, most homes within your city are going to be sold using your governing association.
Yeah.
So 99% of all closings are affiliated with someone associated with your association.
So ours is Cape Fear Board of Realtors.
Yes. So less than 1% of closings in 2024 are going to be dealt with either the buyer's agent or seller's agent being out of our association.
And so to advertise, you have to be there. Also, in order to use a lockbox, let me tell you why this is scary. You can't use a lockbox for the Cape Fear region unless you're a member of the Cape Fear region. Can you put a combo lockbox on the door? Yes, you can. And from what the police department told me is there's actively groups of people out there that know how to pick those locks, know how to break in, and they're targeting homes with those locks on it. So the ones provided, we have to go pick them up by the Cape Fear Board of Realtors, the lockbox. It is an app only realtors have on their phone. It tells you when it opens, when it closes, who was in there, and when they were in there. As you as a consumer, you as a seller, I don't know about you, but I don't want just anybody walking through my home with my prized possessions, my valuables, with strangers in there. So that is just minimally.
Well, and kind of leaning into the lockbox side of things, I have showed a house and the agent was not in our area, but they did like a roundabout way. They paid like a association fee, like a fee for another company to go ahead and list it. They had a combination lockbox. So I went to schedule the showing, wasn't in Broker Bay, which again is our system that is used to verify you are an agent. It adds another authentication and security purposes as a client. Extremely important. So this agent didn't have it. So I called him and I was like, hey, Billy Bob Joe, I'm trying to show your house at 123 Main Street. Zero verification, didn't know to ask for a pocket card.
Which is your real estate card.
Yes. So he's not in it. It's basically a driver's license for real estate agents. He isn't in our area. So typically if you are in, typically if you didn't have a lockbox, you could drive to show the home. Didn't have that. He just gave me the combination code. And I thought, thankfully, obviously, like I am a licensed professional, but I thought, oh my gosh.
How many other people?
You just gave me a code to enter your client's home. No verification, no way. I could give it to my client and move on. And if it got stolen, okay, like wouldn't do that. But I'm saying that security aspect is gone.
Yeah, and I went to show a house. My buyers found the house on Zillow or Realtor.com, one of those. I couldn't find any information. Not only could I not find any information about the house, I couldn't find the agent. It took me 3 days and I'm talking, I am very good. I'm very tech savvy. I am a private investigator on the side, just teasing, but I feel like I could be. I could not find her. And when I finally found her, I was like, what in the hell? Like, again, she had no experience. She'd never been here, never been here. It was her in-laws' house. In-laws' house. The in-laws took the picture. It was just, to be clear, it's been 191 days. That house is still listed for sale. Why? Nobody knows it's there. And if you do know, you can't find the damn agent. So you also don't want a hidden agent, right? You want to make sure your agent is local, is a member of the MLS, that you can search them. You can find their phone number. You can find their email address. You can find their reviews. It all needs to be easily accessible to you before you ever meet them. And if it's not, run. And don't hire that person.
On another kind of like a section, and then we'll give a story with it, is making sure that they have experience. And I'm talking experience in your city. And the reason that is important, we have a closing going on right now, an agent. So my position on the team is a team manager. So anytime shit kind of hits the fan, I'm the person who has to interview. So I have seen a lot. So brand new agent as a listing agent, put in accurate information in the MLS. How does this affect you as a seller? Well, we knew, we verified the information. It was incorrect. Our buyers knew we put an offer in, whatever, but due to, and it's got said everything's moving along, but due to your agent putting inaccurate information, it provides leverage for the buyer that if they wanted to terminate, you are now on the aspect of misrepresentation. You are now a part of it. And it's not any negligence on your end. It is the listing agent who made a mistake, and your investment, your financial investment, your home is on the line for it. So that is extremely important. You're not getting your best friend's daughter who just decided to get licensed, and well, what could go wrong? So
what could go wrong?
Things.
Everything.
And I tell sellers, I had a listing presentation the other day. I was saying, as a brand new agent, you've never had a closing. How do you know what a good offer looks like? How do you know what the current market is? How do you know what things are typically going for? Like, besides based on comps, they don't tell you due diligence. They don't tell you earnest money. They don't tell you typical loan terms. Like, that kind of stuff solely comes from experience. And the amount of times, and I cannot make this up, I've had agents say, well, I Googled it. And I thought,
And let's be clear. In a lawsuit, if you say I Google it, you have lost that lawsuit. Yeah. And as accurate as Google is, a lot of times, I'm not discrediting Google. I am discrediting that you are hyper focused in an exact location. For instance, Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm not sure if Google knows or not, but we have to have wind and hail insurance. That is different than other areas. Why do we have to? In other areas, they think it's flood insurance. It's not flood insurance. It's wind and hail for hurricanes. Why do we have to have it? We have to have it because we're within 100 miles of a beach. But guess what? If you're in a different area, you wouldn't know that. It affects you as a homeowner who you hire. So you need to make sure that they are a resident in the city of which you're selling, or within a 30-minute drive. I mean, I do sell outside of Wilmington. I'm not going to sell in Raleigh. That's 2 hours away, but I go within 30 or 40 minutes, whatever I feel like is reasonable, right? So you need to make sure they're a personal resident. You need to know how many homes they have sold in that city year to date. I'm not talking 20 years ago, I sold one home. Year to date, how many homes have you sold? You also need to know how many homes they've sold in that price range of which you're selling. It's a big difference, right? Whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether it's an investment property, whether it's a luxury home, it takes different marketing and the expertise of realizing that and knowing that.
Interview your agents. Not every agent's created equally. And here's the thing that puts sellers in such a predicament. And I have seen this happen when listings go expired, or in instances where we have truly had sellers who say, I need to terminate with my agent because this is what's happening. In the eyes of real estate law, you as a seller cannot, once you go under contract, you cannot terminate. If you terminate, you are in breach of contract. So what does that mean? Billy Bob Joe's never sold a home, never done anything, an offer
Gives you
comes
bad
in,
advice.
no pre-approval letter. You're like, oh, this is awesome. And the guy ends up being a scam. You can't terminate. You have to ride out that duration of the contract, meaning you've
Or
lost
you
45
can, but
days.
it's hard to do, and it's a process.
It opens up so much liability, and it is something that is so unfortunate. And I see the concept of why people hire agents and hire your best friend's kid and like all those things, but this is the biggest financial investment you have. Don't let someone come in and just because you want to be a good friend, doing them a favor, end up losing 50,000. And we've seen that happen. You know, it's a
And unfortunately, fortunate for us, unfortunate for sellers, we've had a lot of people with bad experience that come and hire us round two, and the stories that I've heard, the stories I've seen, what we've witnessed is really, it's terrifying. And I'm not exaggerating that in any fathom. This is your financial investment. It's the largest financial investment most people make it within their lifetime. This is where you raise Bobby Joe. I don't know. You know, it's your home, it's your investment, it's your lifestyle. It's an extension of you, and you need to make sure that you have a professional that is in the area, that is experienced, that knows what they're doing, and that can help you reach your goals, know how to market it.
And the whole point, honestly, of doing this series was because this year has been such a pivotal year in real estate, and we have seen sections, and as you go through the series, you will see, like we did, agent, information you need to ask where you join your company, buyers questions you need to ask your agents, and now seller questions you need to ask your agents, because as a general consumer, whether you use us or not, you need to know how to verify, because it is so upsetting. And this has happened, I mean, not exaggerating, probably 6 times this month that we have had sellers reach out and say, this is what's happened. What do I do? Because now I've lost all these days on market, had an agent who what they said and what they did didn't match up. And I thought I was doing a favor to my friend. And
or hired my daughter-in-law, or or my best friend that just got into real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear, or best yet, you went with a company that all they do is enter it into the MLS for you, and that's it.
Well, and this is what I was telling one of my friends about this, because in this market where we're having, and take commission out of it, how we're having to show our value for the general public who is being sold misinformation. Real estate's a profession for a reason. I love what I do, and I'm fortunate to love what I do, but it's not my hobby. Find someone who it is their profession. It is what
full-time job,
full-time profession that understands time is of the essence. In real estate, time is money. And as you as a seller, time is money. I recommend before you even interview, before you contact someone about selling, Google them.
Back to Google, but really take the time.
No, Google them and say, like, if clients have taken the time to give feedback, what I always tell my clients, I want you to write a review, whether it's good or bad, because I want your experience to impact a potential buyer or seller in the future, right? So spend time. If you can't find them, that might be a problem.
Yeah, nobody else can find them either. So it's super important. Look at their reviews, look at their visibility. You don't want a secret agent.
But it's also too, like, if they can't, this is the thing, they can't market themselves correctly, how can they market your home? And I know marketing is like a concept that we put in the MLS. That's the bare minimum. So when people are telling you, I'm putting it in Zillow, realtor.com, I'm here to tell you, MLS doesn't for them. That is the bare minimum. So what are they doing? Like, truly doing to sell your home? Also, what's their communication? See their time frame. There have been, I mean, Jennifer can attest to this, so many times we have called listing agents and it's taken 2 to 3 days. We've written offers.
Can't find the agent.
We've called broker and charges. And we're like, we don't know. Like, we have an offer. Are you like,
hello, smoke signals? Can you read these?
Do you remember we had a listing agent? This is probably 6 months ago. I can't make this up. During negotiation, I sent over what our buyers were asking to be fixed. And he said, I called him 3 times, called his broker in charge, called his admin.
So broker charge rate, that is calling, when you're
His
calling somebody's
manager.
manager,
Yeah.
trying to find them,
Because
trying to
I'm
figure out.
trying to, time is of the essence. There's a time frame we have to get a response by. I finally get a hold of him. We're on day 3 of it. And he's like, Allie, I don't know if anyone told you, but I'm in New York. I don't have time for this. Here's my seller's information. I call the seller. This is like, so, I mean, this agent, I guess, saw a paycheck and said, I don't have to do anything anymore. So I call the seller and she goes, Allie, isn't this what I hired my agent to do? And I was like, yeah, it is. But
And so
I
that
don't know.
seller literally Allie had to drive to the seller's house, and the seller said, well, what should I do? Now keep in mind, we represent the buyer.
Yeah.
Now you've got you should do all the work. I mean,
Yeah.
come on now, seriously. It's important to know that. Now, better than that, this happened years ago, and some of the stuff, I mean, people would believe it was a lie, but I would attest to this. It took me almost a week to find the listing agent. And when I finally found the listing agent, and at this point, I was literally threatening everything and anything. They were on the TV series, was it
90 Day Fiance? I forgot
90
about
Day
that.
Fiance.
He said, do you not know who I am?
And I'm like, hello, I thought you're a real estate agent. I'm glad that you're now think you're famous, but what about your sellers back in Wilmington, North Carolina? Did they know you've taken 4 months off to go do this series in a different state? And it's investigate who you hire, listen to what they say, research what they say, and go with your gut instinct, because a lot of times it's true. And one of the things that Allie said, what was it? Listen, they'll tell you who they are. What was the thing you said? Their character, listen to them because they'll quickly tell you. I'm on the beach today.
Yeah. Well, it's also like there, and what I always tell people is like, if way that in real estate you market yourself is a reflection of the value you add to your clients. If you are ineffectively marketing, and I'm talking in conversation, if my best friend doesn't know I'm in real estate, that might be a little concerning, right? So it's like, you want someone who knows their value, knows the value of your home, will go the extra step because it's their livelihood. It's their profession. The relationships they built with other agents is super important. The fact that they take you all the way through closing, if they have assistants, that's important, because the reality of real estate is we're out showing houses, and it doesn't mean I'm not accessible. It means the advantage you have with coming with with our team. I can't speak to everyone. I'm saying what we offer. If I'm showing 123 Main Street, there is someone to answer your question. There is never a time where you have to wait, because again, time is money in real estate. Like truly, time is truly of the essence, and we understand the importance of it. We believe in ourselves and our business.
So that's important, making sure that that they have support, right? So and I don't know what other teams do. I know what we do. We have a marketing department that just markets our team. We've got a closing coordinator that just works with our team, meaning from contract to closing. There are full-time assistants, managers, professionals to help you. You hire me. Again, I might be with 3 other buyers or sellers or on appointments, but there's never a moment within the day, within reasonable hours. And to me, reasonable hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. There's no, making sure I went in the right direction.
Yeah.
There is no time where you won't know who to contact. We let you know in the very beginning, this is our marketing person. This is this, that. I mean, there's always somebody for you to call for anything that you need to help walk you through the process. So that's just kind of minimally what you need to do, right? You need to know, are they a member of your local MLS? Do they live in the town of which they're selling, or within a reasonable commute? I would say 40 minutes was reasonable. How many homes they've sold that year, how many homes in your price point they've sold. Now, don't hammer it down to the exact 700,000, but if you're selling a $500,000 home, how many homes have they sold from 400,000 to 600,000? What is their marketing? What is their visibility? What are their reviews? They will quickly tell you, I've sold 500 homes and I've got 500 5-star reviews.
Yes.
All you can take time to investigate that.
Which is true with marketing, right? If you're Googling them and you can't find the homes they have for sale, what is that going to say when it comes to your home? How is someone going to find it?
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I think, in a gist, the reality of it. The goal of this, again, is to make sure that you as a seller are the most informed, so that way you are making the best decision to keep yourself represented in a time that this is not common knowledge. Like, this is things that in our experience we have learned to help leverage, and we hope that you do use it to leverage the best saleability for your home.
Yeah, that's excellent. So if you have any questions, or if you're a new agent out there and you've listed a home and you've got questions, we're here. Our job, we're real estate professionals, right? So we are obviously trying to get you to hire us. But at the same token, our job is also to elevate the industry professionals. So if you are an industry professional and you're newer and you have questions, I mean, we are here to help you as well. So don't hesitate. Please don't hesitate to call us. I can give you my number, which I will give, 910-512-4080. Google us, Jennifer Bullock Team. You should easily find us on all, I would hope. If you can't find us, please let us know. But I'm pretty sure you can find us on any of the platforms.
Real estate is hard. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Align yourself with a real estate professional who will help get the most money for your home while keeping you protected along the way.
Yep, that's exactly right. We look forward to helping you and hearing from you.